What do you need to know before you buy land?
Hey there, I just wanted to do this walkthrough of what I'm looking at when I am double checking to make sure a piece of land works. And so this is primarily focused if you're looking to invest in land and you want to hold it for a long time, whether it's 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, there's several things you want to confirm before you buy it. Some things you won't know, but these are going to be the 6 things I think is most important to double check as we're getting ready to make that purchase. So first off, I'm just taking a sample property here. This is 10 acres. It's located in the Salina area. Not all of my screenshots below are going to be on this precise property, but this is where we're starting. So I see this property. It has 10 acres. It's approximately what we're looking to purchase. And so now we want to go and make some double checks on what we're actually purchasing. So first off, I want to look at the floodplain. So if I'm purchasing a property that I hope to develop in a future period, it's good to know, is there floodplain on this property? This is a 10-acre parcel. If there's very much floodplain on it, we could very easily lose all of the developable land. But let's say we're sitting right here, not a problem. There's no floodplain. Over here you can see that arrow pointing. When I'm looking at this map, this is the FEMA flood map. If something is including that blue color on this map, that means we have floodplain, and then we have a developing problem. So we can't build in that location. Again, that's the FEMA National Flood Map. You can Google it, and you'll be able to pull it up to search the properties you're looking at. The next thing I want to find out is, what are the easements? Are there any areas of this property that I would not be allowed to build on? As I'm looking at the easements, the first thing I want to double check is the survey. If a survey is available, looking at the survey, it'll show you what a survey's gone out there. The surveyor has gone out there to see where is any easements on this property. This property in particular, looking at the survey, I don't see anything crossing this property saying we can't build in any particular spots, but that doesn't always tell the whole picture. We purchased a property recently that the survey the seller provided didn't show any easements crossing the property. But when we went to look at this piece right here, which is the Texas Railroad Commission map, we found out that there was natural gas going right across the property and actually made us change the development plan that we were going to use. So for this subject property, again, just like before, the survey showed nothing. Then there's no natural gas lines coming across the area we're looking at. So we're going to call that good. So I marked that out there with a red, so you know when we're looking at this Texas Railroad Commission map, if there's a green line going through it, that means there's natural gas. The next thing I want to double check is, what's the future use of this property? And for this, I actually went to the city's page and just looked up their future use map. Let me move this so you can actually read that. There you go. So we looked up the city's future use map. And on that map, they had this legend that showed what they're intending to build. And then they also had the map. So based on this legend, I'm going to click right here. There we go. We see that the property that is in this area, the city is intending to develop with high density residential. That means the standard 60-foot front by 120 length property. If we were to look at something here, the city is planning low density residential. That's going to be one house for every 2 acres in this particular case. Looking here, we can see the city plans to do commercial in that location. So really getting in and understanding what the city plans to use as far as where the land is located helps you plan for what you want to purchase and make a better decision when it's time to make a decision on this land. The next thing I want to do is check the elevation. So if you're buying a small parcel of land and there's big changes in the elevation, that could cause a problem. So what I've done here is I've gone actually to the county's map, and this is showing some elevation change. It's very natural for land to go up and down. Luckily, we're in Texas. We don't have giant mountains. For most of it's pretty flat. But looking at this, if we're looking at some land here in this location, we have a distance here that we're traveling about 29 feet vertically, and that's spread out over quite a long direction. But that's what I'm looking at when I go to these elevation maps, is I want to know how quickly is the property rising. That will make or help me make a decision. Is this something we're gonna want to invest in? If it has steep elevation changes, that means when it's time to actually build on the property, the developer is going to have to do grading, which is quite expensive and reduces the desirability of your property. The next piece is high tension power lines. Now, if there is high tension power lines crossing your property, it makes it very difficult for a developer to come in and be able to put anything, really, because those high tension power lines have requirements that prevent you from being able to build near them. This is similar to the easements. I mean, this is actually an easement crossing your property, but it's something extra I always want to double check, because this will prevent you from building, and you can double check it by using the Google Maps, and that's what I've done here. Here, looking at this Google map, I see this long stretch of trees that's been cut out. That's just a clue that helps me see if my property is sitting in that little red circle I picked up, then you probably have some power lines going across that they're going to cause problems for your development. If my property is located over here, I don't see any power lines, so then we can go to that next level and go drive out there and find out if the property has anything that's going to prevent us from wanting to move forward with it. Last is just restrictions. This could also be double checked during the future use, but when you go to look at the property and you're trying to double check everything, finding out if there's any deed restrictions or requirements will be very important. I have a little screenshot here that's showing the requirements that a particular seller has for how the homes on this lot are built. Now, it very well could say something like you can't subdivide below a certain number of acres. The property that I started this analysis with, it was 10 acres. And when we got into the deed restrictions, found out that 10 acres is the minimum number of lots, or minimum number of acres any lot can have. So that prevents us from doing what we were hoping to do, which was to buy it and subdivide it in order to go ahead and sell for a better value. So that's a quick run through of the things I'm looking at when I'm trying to make a decision on property that's worth buying for a long buy and hold. There are many other things to understand about property before you make a long investment, but these are the double check, the things that you want to really make sure you understand before you make that purchase.
Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe for more content like this, and go ahead and connect with us on Instagram.